You see
And
the
another
real
thing,
deal.
I'm pissed off AMD and I don't know, they did the dirty
When
one,
the
but
Red
not
Legion
fully. They did
attacked,
keep to the word, but they
it
did in a
almost
sneaky
cost
way.
us
They're still
everything.
supporting the AM4, but
It took a
only on
miracle to
certain,
save us.
chipsets.
The awakening
Yeah, I mean,
of the Traveler.
I'm sure something happened in the
This is
background.
our
I
new
mean,
beginning.
whatever their move is right now, it's
The
just
maps
forced.
are blank. The
It's
rules
something forced
are
their
gone.
hand.
All we know is we must become more than what we were. This small corner of the cosmos is the only
Think
place
about it
that
this
is
way.
forever ours.
If actually in the background Intel
the
is
universe
struggling
watches us with
because of the
envious
coronavirus in terms of
We've proven
and
we can fight
AMD
threats
sees
from
that
beyond the
as a
stars.
weakness,
But now there are things
they're gonna
stirring
move
beneath
right
our
now,
feet,
so they're gonna release
provoked by
something.
the Traveler's light.
So who knows? Maybe this release
Our
was,
war is just beginning.
let's just say, premature. So what happened was their current product line got prematurely obsolete from them forcing this product to come out prematurely to take advantage of their one up against Intel.
Yeah, because recently, I think it's because of the new lineup, bloody hell, the discount all of a sudden, retailers are discounting, the 3600,
Yeah, I mean that's a given because
3700X. They just did it suddenly, within a couple of days.
yeah, that's a given. They want to take advantage of the demand from people staying at home and buying PC parts.
Ominous rocks, killer robots, people in mortal
I'm
danger.
impressed with your pieces. I'm not even
Seriously, aren't
joking.
you tired of this?
Fatigue is a distraction from
I'm
our
impressed with your
purpose.
system.
As are
Considering
complaints.
how it is in the games you play.
Oh, I haven't begun to complain
Yeah.
yet. Ouch!
I mean,
Ugh. Now I'm
once you get rid of the
Focus,
itch,
Sarah.
there's what you call the buyer's itch. So the moment you get rid of that and you start reading, you're actually able to kind of predict when's a good move, when's a good time, instead of just
Again?
getting affected by the hype.
Thank you.
Well, Osiris.
I mean, Connie, as long as my CPU
What
can
did you
reach,
see?
not
Slow
CPU, as long as
down.
the system can run, not bloody
Wait.
be dying from the games and
I thought
hacking. But I don't think that's going to be a problem anyway.
Oh,
Unless something drastically changes in the game and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Medium range.
The X12.
You're welcome.
After the movie, I'll explain something.
You know, I can't help but notice that even with all of reality to explore, you keep picking the places where they shoot at us.
We can't stay here. If the Vex succeed, it's the end of everything. Sakura, we can see your light. You have to go.
Nope, not leaving you. Without me, there's no coming back.
If I don't stop the Vex, there won't be anything to come back to. I'm doing
Imagine
this for both
Assassin's
of
Creed
us.
a bit the way he's
You
dressed.
even Osiris!
Well, he's dead. What's that name? Egypt or something?
Okay, here's the joke. If DX12 Ultimate actually unlocks the full potential of multi-core processing, all the CPUs across the board will gain massive improvement, even the older ones.
Does that mean FX series as well?
Any multi-core CPU that's utilizing DX12. So that's also the reason why you don't buy in first, because you gotta wait for that to happen. Everything's gonna get a bump in power.
No, talking about FX series. You know, because they got so many cores. Can you still
Yes.
or you won't because they have race design.
Anything. The more cores, it's gonna maximize all the cores if DX12 comes out.
Guardian,
The proper DX12.
thank you for coming. There's been a
I don't know why they
development
just call it
on Mercury.
DX13.
Strange reports from the cultists clinging to what's left of the planet.
One sec. I'm
Normally,
listening.
I'd ignore their conspiracy theories. But one of my hidden brought me this.
A dead ghost?
She's not dead. Her name is Sagira. I've known her a very long time. And her guardian, Osiris.
The Osiris? The most powerful guardian ever. The hero of six fronts. The Zavala before Zavala?
Zavala wouldn't like to hear you call him that. Most guardians won't even speak Osiris's name. He was the only Vanguard commander ever exiled from the city. And the man who taught me what it means to be a warlock. We found Sagira on Mercury, and at the same time, Vex activity there surged exponentially.
And you think Osiris might be involved?
I need to know what happened, even if the Vanguard wants to forget him. When I lost my light, I didn't have anything else. I was empty. Then you came to Io, and you helped me find my way back. I need that friend again, Guardian. Go to Mercury. Take Sagira with you. The followers of Osiris, the few who remain, might know what her presence means. And for now, let's keep this between us. I'd hate to have to throw you off this wall.
That was a joke, right?
That was a joke.
Yep. Okay, DX12 Ultimate is really just a marketing term. What they're saying is that the technology now is kind of open now to actually use DX12. Versus when DX12 was introduced some years back, none of the cards actually is able to utilize it to its best. Do you know the game? Shit, I forgot the name. It's a strategy game. They use it to demo DX12 because it was designed for DX12, while none of the engines before was designed.
The Traveler
Sky- I don't
transformed
know.
Mercury into a garden world.
That's not sure.
Yeah,
It was a
I'll
paradise
try and remember
until
what
the
game
Vex
that
came.
was, because
The Vex
Is it a big
placed
game?
the planet's core with their
no,
own
not
shields.
a big game. It's
We
more
call
like
it the
more like a
Infinite
tech.
Forest.
It's like a tech
An
demo
ever-expanding
that
labyrinth
became a
of
game.
realities. No two paths are ever the same. No one has ever escaped. It was Osiris's obsession.
Earlier, didn't it look like he was really part of Assassin's Creed the way he was dressed?
Welcome
Osiris.
to Mercury, Guardian. The
Yeah.
signs told me you would come.
I mean, that's kind of
What a coincidence.
the theme
We follow
here.
the signs here too.
And
by
basically,
signs, I mean facts.
he's one of the guardians,
too is
the
a
one of the
sign.
best ones.
I am Brother Vance of the followers of Osiris, keeper
Assassin's
of the
Creed and
lighthouse,
Destiny not linked, are
and
they?
oracle of the lost prophecies.
Yeah, he was part of the first Destiny.
It looks like he's toast now, isn't it? Well, he might be. Did your dog just bark? I swear I thought
I know that's the neighbor's dog. Oh, one sec. I'm gonna try and find what the game's title is. Yeah, because this game, okay, what DX12 does is it removes the limit for lights, it removes the limit for AI. Those are the two major ones, which are kind of limiting the games nowadays, currently. Because, for example, if every single projectile emits light, it's gonna kill your FPS next to 0. But DX12 unlocks that. Oh, now I remember. It's called Ashes of Singularity.
Oh, I've heard of that. I don't know much about it. I've heard of the name and I've seen them in benchmarks.
That's right, because it's the game to test DX12 on your hardware. So what it does is you're looking at thousands of units on screen, all casting lights at the same time, generating volumetric effects. Those are the smoke effects and stuff, and as well as physics calculations. So that is what DX12 is supposed to be designed around: multi-core, multi-processes, all at the same time. And during the time when they released this tech demo, none of the game engines was actually ready to utilize DX12, and it took so many years up until now, maybe like 5+ years now, even more maybe. So that's the reason they're kind of just using a marketing technique, DX12 Ultimate.
Same thing's revamped in it, basically. Remastered it.
More
Same thing,
like re-releasing it with
Yeah.
improvements. So now that the technology is mature now, those are the RTX grade machines. It's time to re-release DX12 because it's now ready. Now the pressure is going to be on the developers now, because all of them needs to update their game engines and their pipelines to utilize DX12. So they need to go hand in hand here. So they're going to be pressuring the developers to move on to DX12 and commit fully now. So that's where everything is going to change. Alrighty. Gateway.
Guns. I'd rather use that gun.
There is a Vex gateway near your location. Osiris spent years studying it. He was convinced it was the door to the infinite.
Did your screen just go black? Okay, mine.
I did. Yeah, I kind of assumed that we're gonna beeline the main story. Since we're not gonna PvP anyway, so there's not much really incentive to doing the side quests, because the side quest kind of rounds out the storyline,
The traveler transformed Mercury
but it's
into a
more for
garden world.
gaining loot.
It was a paradise until the Vex came. The Vex replaced the planet's core with their own machines. We call it the Infinite Forest, an ever-expanding labyrinth of realities. No two paths are ever the same. No one has ever escaped. It was Osiris's obsession.
So you know the guys we're fighting now? You know that fat dude we fight in earlier, innit? That's not them, that's different.
No.
They're different.
We're focusing now on the Vex,
The signs told
the
me
robot
you would come.
things.
What a coincidence.
Okay, they're
We
not from the
followed
first part, are
spies
they?
here
First
too.
Destiny, or they're the
And
ones?
my
no.
facts.
That too
Okay, this is the
a
third
sign.
enemy, then the third one. And
I am Brother
Yes.
Vance of the followers of Osiris, keeper of the lighthouse, and oracle of the lost prophecies.
There's a lot of black screens. I mean, that's the only issue with Destiny, and there's a lot of loading. There we go.
wasn't we just here before?
I think
There is a
it
Vex gateway
kinda
near your location. Osiris
instanced.
spent years studying it. He was convinced it was the door to the infinite
Yeah,
forest.
we were in the public
If it
area.
is still possible to find Osiris, we need to open that door.
Ikora Ray, Osiris's greatest student.
Brother Vance, Osiris's greatest fan.
Oops. I think this is a jumping thing. We'll see. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, just take note, this is my first time, complete first time in the game. I mean, this is... Come on, dude.
Livestream.
No,
I'm joking.
I don't do. Come on, dude. I'm one of the old gamers. It's like, what do you call that? A knight's code.
I'm so pleased Osiris has brought you to me.
Part of the
his most
old
faithful
order.
servant.
Considering how you revere a man who questions everything, I'm surprised how well faith serves you.
The Vex are at my door. Osiris has not returned. Faith is all I have left.
Missed. Oh yeah, that's a long way down. Let's go. Yeah, we could have used SPG sniper here, but oh well.
I'm amazed how he can run off his APU.
I mean, he had. I have a feeling he hasn't set it up right. I don't think that it should be 19 frames per second. He probably has something wrong set
How
somewhere.
does game 90 frames per second?
It's an APU, so either he installed a generic driver and he's not actually using the AMD driver, or he's using a very old build of his OS, so it could be a number of things. Is this a door? No? Yeah, he's not very tech savvy. Yeah.
I think his CPU is still good though if you put like a 1060 to it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because at this point, like what we were talking earlier, the moment DX12 shows up, everything's we gotta get at least 30% improvement across the board, just because of the improved multi-core efficiency.
Here it is. Well,
Yeah, like this game, this is just DX10. Broadly, generally DX10 with some DX11s. It's not, it hasn't even touched DX12.
we can't get through. If Osiris's ghost were awake, then maybe she could help.
Osiris, preserve us. You have his ghost? Sagira? Please, please, bring her to me.
Oh shit. Backside, we got an ambush, I think. That's a nice gun.
You talking about my gun?
Yeah, I like the sound of it. How much damage are you doing per hit?
I don't know.
Come on,
Bad
dude.
gun, though.
Come on, dude. You can see the numbers flying all over.
You're saying like almost 200?
Okay, 200. Okay.
These aren't normal Vex.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
There, take out the module.
Take out? Okay.
Vex from different timelines are converging on Mercury. That's bad.
See that Vex thing? They don't even talk, do they?
They're down. They're just kind of like
Thank you.
AI.
I don't know what I would have done if Osiris hadn't sent you to me. In return, the followers of Osiris can help you revive his ghost.
This is some
We have
Illuminati
a
crap.
temple on Earth. Take Sagira to these coordinates. I will notify the followers that you are coming. Now that the lighthouse is safe, we can prepare for
This dude's
Osiris's
got no eyes, you
return. All of the lost prophecies are coming to pass.
Oh, he's got something over his eye.
I'm finally going to meet Osiris.
Nice. New mission. Yeah, annoying.
How many stories after this one? Once we've completed this,
I have no
An
idea.
expansion. Like that are free. Is there one after this?
One more. Remember
Okay,
the
one-
Warmind? Yeah, Warmind.
I'm guessing this will be shorter than the original story of.
Yeah, I mean, if either it's 60 or 80% of the other one, the main one. Since it's just an expansion pack. Yeah, but if you look at the price point of the DLC, check it out later. You're gonna laugh. Look at how much it is, just for the DLC. Rendezvous with the followers, blah 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 blah. Where?
The coordinates Brother Vance gave us are just beyond the village.
Okay.
Hawthorne scouts surveyed that area in the Red War. There's no temple there, just an old radio tower.
Have a little faith, Ikora.
Are you stuck? Or
No, I mean, it's like I was checking something on my phone. I was just on eBay.
oh.
been to this place before. Looks familiar.
Yeah, you're in the EDZ.
So Osiris dead basically. We don't know.
We don't know.
Guessing they left us this here purposely.
So, are the followers all as passionate as Brother Vance?
Yeah, I
You
think
mean
that
fanatical?
thing's got guns.
Yes.
Not sure.
They follow the idea of Osiris.
They're kind of like
They do
following
not
like
know
he's
the
a god or
man
something,
as I
isn't it?
did. But they're our
No,
best
no.
chance to revive
He's
Sagira.
like,
They're a prophet or something kind of.
yeah, more
The way they make. I hope they haven't made their own religion up.
Okay. On the left. Oh yeah, there's a tank.
I'm taking the guy on the ground. Okay, you took him out. Okay.
Yep.
I feel bad for anyone who has to live out here.
Osiris would say it's a trial.
Yeah,
He's
this
still
is
using
Many
new.
followers
Yeah,
can't
this one's
survive
new.
here. They aren't worthy to begin with.
Never been here.
Hey, very nice. Hey, Mr. Osiris. But they don't want everybody to commit suicide for him. Did you hear what she said, her dialogue? What she's saying?
Yeah. Nope. I might have missed that.
Oh, sorry, I'm shooting. When I shoot, does it affect your health?
No. I think.
I feel there'll be something. What is back in there?
It really is just a radio tower. And the Fallen got here first.
That's what faith in Osiris gets you.
Yeah, they're all on top.
I tell you, Halo is a much harder game compared to this. If I,
Well,
no, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot to do with the generations, because a lot of the generations nowadays don't have any tolerance for struggle. Like you make them sweat, then they rage, then they quit. It's that easy. That's the
And the
problem.
game confused me, innit?
Yeah. I mean, for example, if they don't figure out how to do things, they just quit. Then review bomb. That's the problem. I think we need to flip a switch or something. Oh, it's a captain.
Where is it?
The bottom.
Is it me or it looks like a wolf?
Yeah, those are fallen. I think we need to go down. Maybe.
I'd be more interested to hear what they say in their part of the dialogue, but they don't talk in this. They're fallen and they don't speak English.
They don't.
In the first
Yeah.
Destiny, did any of them speak the enemies or they don't?
No, as far as I know. Except maybe the bosses.
This one.
The followers. We're too late.
Oh my god, they believe he's a god, you know. Guys,
You see.
some man, you know, make no religion.
Let me take a closer look. This is heavily modified Vex tech. I've never seen anything like it before. Let me try something. Wait. Something's happening. What is
Going on? Whoa! New shell. Who? Did you actually just put me in a strange machine you've never seen before? Who does that?
Sagira.
Ikora. Great. Glad you're still around. Look, we've got to move right now. Osiris is
So what happened to the dude? He's dead
as
now.
your
The
slave.
little one.
I need to. Wait, where are we?
The only
Who
one
are
got
you? Oh, never
it
mind.
wiped.
We've got to get to Mercury. And don't worry about your ghost. We're sharing right now. He'll be
Oh,
back.
so he's still there then.
Right here. Okay.
Before he's dead, isn't it? When my screen's so dark.
I know. We're about to warp. There we go.
I got a feeling this DLC is gonna be short.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
You know they're dying for money when they're giving when they got giving free DLCs, they're expansions.
Mm-hmm.
And still people don't like this game, Destiny 2.
They don't. Basically, you know how people kind of, I don't know the English term for it, but when they kind of say something, they're gonna stick with it, basically. So if they compare this to the Warframe people, everybody's gonna fanboy and just keep hammering it down just to make sure that nobody proves them wrong. Like in my case, the problem with people nowadays is they keep saying they want something new, something fresh, something unique. But at some point, there's an end to it. You're gonna be, especially when you're an older gamer, you start seeing the same patterns over and over again. It's next to impossible to do it, actually. So it's more a question of who does it better. So you shouldn't say it's a clone of this, a clone of that. No, it's a question is, yeah, sure, it's a clone, but who does it better? Oh yeah, favorite part. Whoa, what's that? Something exploded, dude.
Unless I press the Q box, I don't remember pressing it. Even a medium graphics setting, the game looks good, man.
Yeah, I mean, why not play in high?
Input high. Because sometimes it was lagging now. I don't know if that was the, I was saying to you, input high.
Okay, what you do is put most of the stuff on high except the shadows. Always start by reducing shadows, and then
High preset. What should I change to medium, lower? Shadows.
Shadow quality. Yeah, shadow quality.
What about texture quality? Or they don't mind much?
No, it doesn't matter. You got 8 gigs VRAM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't do much, so it's perfectly fine at max. All the shadows just dropping down, even foliage shadows, you can reduce that to medium. Everything else you can bump up to high, and you should be good.
Forward shadow distance medium, forward distance high, character detail distance.
Yeah.
High. Okay, everything else is high.
Yeah, try it with just the shadows for now, because shadows is it's the largest chunk of the performance drop.
By some settings. Do you think that's gonna need a restart or be fine? It will change.
No, some settings, but in this case, it should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine for you.
Actually, I didn't. I can see the
has
difference.
adapted some of the technology of the forest to his own purposes.
Yeah, I could tell the difference already in my graphics.
They're copies of himself, made so he can explore multiple pathways at once. And yes, I am aware that it makes Osiris seem like an egomaniac. But don't worry, he is.
Like I was saying, it lags sometimes when heavy environments, even heavy like shooting stuff. Even a CPU that's really good or good GPU probably will have the same problem, won't it?
Yeah, because of the particle effects and the volumetrics coming from it.
Okay.
That's the reason for DX12. All of that will stop when the game engines in general in the industry all migrates to DX12 completely. As long as it's not DX12, not all the cores are being used up efficiently.
Oh, okay. So I played, remember the old Tomb Raider 2013, and I put them, that effect you said.
Yeah.
Something effect. It wasn't that bad actually.
Here somewhere.
It was still playable.
Yeah, because for its time it was very heavy for the tech at the time, but of course nowadays
Who? Oh, him?
should be.
Get
I
this.
wouldn't be
He's a
surprised.
friend of Ikora's.
Yeah, even high to medium, you can see a difference straight away. Like when you're looking at it.
Send word. Sakira has returned. Cyrus sent you away for your own safety. Your presence here puts everything at risk.
Yeah, that's
Guess
why I
what?
always say don't
He
immediately drop it to medium when you're playing a game, because you don't see what you're missing. So step one is always shadows.
We must create
Okay, you say this is general rule in games, isn't it? When you do
Yes.
It's almost too late.
Yeah, textures only matter if you're maxing out your VRAM. Until then, keep it at max. It doesn't, not even a tiny
What do
bit
they
affect
mean, too late?
FPS, as long as you got enough
Something must have
VRAM.
gone wrong.
Tell you one game that
Where's the real
tests your system,
Osiris?
even probably your system,
Cannot go.
is that Generation Zero.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games. Generation
What did you
0,
find?
Borderlands 3.
What's
I
so
mean,
bad that
as
it
long
can
as it's
scare
super
Osiris?
open world, it's gonna
Behold,
start
the
doing a
infinite
number
Yeah,
of
you can't
backflips.
super open world that is.
planet-sized
So all that, all that map we saw, that was
Simulating
open at the same time,
reality
rendering at the same time,
parallel.
everything.
all geared towards a single Vex purpose.
Bloody hell.
The Vex are simulating reality in here, brute forcing the future. And before you ask, everything in here is real enough to kill you.
How, if they don't speak English, how do they know what the aim is? You know what I'm saying? Innit?
The Vex in the first few games, if you played the side missions, you could. If they actually explained it, you were playing the side missions. Oh yeah, there's a button here. Oh shit.
You know, like shadows which are turned to medium.
Yeah.
Usually, it doesn't make so much of a difference in it.
Oh no. The shadows make a big difference. If you turn it back up too high, you're gonna feel.
Oh no, visually, you have to see so much.
Oh yeah. I mean, it really depends on the game engine. So, and also basically the level designer. Because if, for example, they didn't bake in the shadows. What you're looking here is these shadows are kind of permaset as shadow maps. So, for example, if there's no shadow maps and it's just pure ray trace shadows, you're gonna see the difference. It's hard to explain until you're actually in the industry, but that's kind of how they create an illusion.
Okay, I just want to ask you, I don't know if this is my fault or is it because it was a special edition. You know Crisis?
Yeah. Yep.
Some time back, I got Crisis, you know, I got the Black Edition.
Sometimes the forest blocks
and then for some reason it was laggy as hell.
Oh, okay. It's not just you. It's not just you because the engine is very dated. It's not designed to use the more modern instruction sets for the GPUs and CPUs, so it's terribly inefficient.
Okay, so it's not because my PC was broken.
No. It's just generally the game engine being dated and not utilizing the advanced instruction sets to make it utilized better.
3578 ran fine, but on this H&X it ran like shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's an old engine. It's literally designed to test your PC for raw power. We're talking brute force here, not finesse.
Oh.
Because it's literally not using the instruction sets to make it more efficient. So literally, yeah. So it's relying heavily on your core clocks.
I thought maybe some sort of anti-pirate, thingy that it does that. So you're forcing it on to play.
No. I mean, if you run the synthetic benchmarks, that's what it's kind of doing.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of the.
Is that more cost for my GPU or my CPU doing that? Like, because how the instruction sets work?
It's a bit of both, actually. There's not one thing or another here.
Is there no way around that? I can't do anything really.
Nothing. You're stuck with the game engine, until they actually optimize the game. That's basically that's part of what optimizations means. I mean, it's bringing the engine up to date to maximize the latest new stuff in the hardware.
Have you heard of anybody else having that problem, or am I the only one? Or you've heard that before?
Everybody has it. Nobody can actually run Crisis in full power.
Because on the i5 it ran nice, not full, but just in general. But with that, every setting ran like shit.
It shouldn't be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with the driver.
Yes.
But generally, that engine wasn't really meant to run butter smooth.
First, I will show you where it all began.
Defeat the nearby daemon to unlock and then proceed.
Demon.
Yeah.
Mercury.
Sorry, that didn't mean
Untold centuries ago, before the Vex arrived.
Oh yeah, there's
So playing Exodus compared with the same GPU on my
Here the Vex
1800
planted the
versus
seed
the
that became the
3500K,
infinite forest.
you can tell the difference though.
It's mine.
yeah.
Panoptes.
On that, it was struggling, I ain't gonna lie.
Panoptes has a single purpose. Reshape reality to Memphis.
Basically, you know, it was pushing it.
And only the Vex.
Wait, 1 sec.
All this started with a single Vex. Will it end with the arrival
I need
of
to
a
kill you
single
now.
guardian?
Now I see why he's made so many new reflections.
Yes, we've tried and failed to prevent this outcome. Now even our best efforts only slow it. But you must see for yourself.
I'm gonna try and look at the benchmark for the 3500 next. I wanna see if they ran Exodus on it yet.
Tell me, Guardian, were you there when the Traveler woke? A living Traveler changes everything. For good and bad. Now many things have been set in motion. Osiris wrote the lost prophecies to warn the other Guardians, and they sent him away. You cannot exile the future.
Have you ever played it on your... Have you played Crisis on your system?
What? Played
Crisis,
what?
have you played Crisis?
I did. Oh no,
Did you
not
run?
on my older system. I did. I never actually had a reason to play it
Okay.
because it's so old, like 2007, or was it 6?
Yeah. When I had the issue, sorry, it wasn't first Crisis, it was the second Crisis I had this issue with.
Same. I think I was at the queue. I was using the quad force when both crises. Yeah. Yeah, because when I play games, I play them at the same year. So until recently, yeah. I mean, you never finished it.
No, I played it to some extent, but I tried to play it on here. Obviously, this is the new system in it.
Oh,
But the old one, but it wouldn't run. Like, is that me running? Like, can't explain it. He just was lagging everywhere. Couldn't even pull out the gun. Like, he would pull out and he'd be lagging.
it kind of sounds like it's not hardware accelerating properly, so it might be at the drivers.
It could be to do with the drivers.
Yeah, because if the frames is really bad, then that means it's running everything in software mode via the CPU. It's rendering via the CPU.
When I played it on my, basically I had the same this graphic card into my i5 and it ran good.
Yeah.
But as soon as I put this graphic card into here and I played it with the my Ryzen, it ran like shit.
It could be. Yeah, I mean it's the same card, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Remember, that's a very old engine. Maybe it's not recognizing the CPU properly.
Yeah.
It could be a number of
All of
things.
it's fine, like GTA, even the old GTA, yeah, other games that I play normally.
Yeah.
So I have to do that.
The lighthouse! This is what Osiris saw.
Neither light nor darkness exists anymore. The sun's warmth is gone. All life lost. But that was before you. You are the key. You can stop this. Every timeline we've tracked leads here. We must destroy Panoptes to prevent this dark future. Panoptes! He's found us!
Oh. He's a new term.
Oh yeah.
No! You're more important than any of us now.
What's hitting me?
Okay, did I get stuck in this
This is
accident?
bad.
Oh.
Really, really bad.
What happened?
We need to work together, all of us. You, me, Osiris, Ikora.
But that was before you.
What's this dude's statue?
You
there?
are the key. You can stop this.
If we don't stop Panoptes,
Man, I'm
you've
glad I
seen
saw
what
Tomb Raider. I was
happens.
getting really pissed off.
Every
when I was like,
timeline
man,
we've tracked leads here. We must destroy
After all that hard work.
to prevent this dark future.
It's
Ikora,
also getting
you
old,
there?
so
Sagira,
a lot
you
of shit
just
can
left.
happen.
Where's Osiris?
In trouble. We all are. I'll explain everything on our way back to the city.
Actually, that Tomb Raider not that old. Okay, he's 4 years old.
It's old. That's it's. Yeah, because remember, after a couple of years, they dropped the driver support for it. So the newer stuff, anything can happen. This one. Reloading?
Mine's loading. It's like, I don't know. I'm just in the screen with the ships.
Yeah, same. Let's give it 5 more minutes. Yeah, I'm here in the ship screen also. Wait, your ship moved away. Oh wait, it's back. Never mind. There we go. That's weird.
Has your game already loaded?
Yeah. No, it just triggered now. Yeah, for
Now
some
loaded.
reason, yeah, it stalled for some reason.
You haven't loaded into the world yet, have you?
No, not yet.
I'm just trying to figure out how much is my hard drive a lot slow compared to your SSD.
It's a massive leap, dude. Definitely, you cannot compare HDDs with SSDs. That's why if you're gonna invest in something, maybe start with a better SSD or an SSD hybrid, and then when the time comes, you can upgrade your GPU. So that's gonna give you the best bump in performance. Because think about it, a lot of people are buying into better hard graphics cards and CPUs, but they're not using SSDs. So yeah.
Would you say most gamers use SSDs as
I
game
don't know what we're
storage?
going to do.
People that know what they're doing, yes. But a large chunk of other people, other gamers, you're gonna laugh. They have no idea just how much of an advantage SSDs have.
So, it's the end of everything. I thought after the Red War we'd get a bit of a break. I'm not giving up yet. If nothing else, the Vex are methodical. They'd have a schematic of the forest, a map, and that map will show where
Where's she gone? I
Noctis
can't
is.
find you.
There's only one place they could possibly store that much data.
Don't worry. When I start the mission,
Pyramidion on Io.
you're gonna work with me.
The Cabal will answer.
Okay. Yeah, the reason for that is something called the page file. Basically, the page file is where the temporary files are dumped if there's not enough RAM. So in terms of loading times, that's where the SSD is going to benefit you if you start to run out of RAM. So I think you got a good amount of RAM, so you should be still good, but if it hasn't preloaded anything, it's going to address your hard drive. You're still better off having the game address the SSD, because it literally won't load everything on the RAM. There will still be something on your hard drive. So that's your weakest link at the moment. Even if you got 32 gigs of RAM, the best CPU, the best GPU, but you're running your game on a hard drive, haha, you're gonna feel a random chug or two.
Oh no, the reason is because everybody I know, I'm not saying, like I've seen other games, other people that always say, have an SSD as the operating system and hard drive for your games. That's what I've always seen in it.
Are you sure there's a map of the
Am I right?
Infinite
That's what
here?
most people say, don't they?
That's the popular opinion. That's very misguided. It's very misguided. Because they're kind of banking on the fact that after the first load, all the files that you need are already loaded onto the RAM. Unfortunately, not all the game engines does that properly. And if you encounter one of the other game engines that isn't exactly,
Also, it depends on the type of game engine you're playing with as well.
Yeah, everything is tied to the engine. It doesn't matter about your hardware and stuff. If the engine is faulty, I mean, even if you're using the same engine, Unreal Engine, for all multiple games, the developers kind of do their modifications on it. So it depends. Sometimes the modification does something, or they're not actually utilizing the engine in its
I know it
entirety.
Conflux.
So it wouldn't matter even if they're using the same engine. It's how they. I mean, it's like having a really good sword. It's still up to the skill of the guy using the sword.
Yeah.
Not sure what this is. Gray arrow is pointing this way.
Have you ever played the Assassin's Creed games?
I played the first couple, but after the third rehash of the same crap, I kinda lost interest in the series. Yeah, because like I said, I'm not a completionist, so getting random achievement awards and whatnot doesn't have much meaning for someone like me.
I know we didn't leave
We had to complete the main story in it.
Yeah.
You led the group that exiled my guardian.
I
didn't like it.
literally don't care if
People weren't
if
ready to hear
I get a
what
badge
Osiris
or
was
two.
saying back then.
It wasn't
There's no
just his
point.
prophecies. He never understood there was more to being a warlock than being the smartest person in the room.
Osiris has changed. You're still the same by the book Ikora I remember.
I'm not so sure about that. Losing my light was revealing.
Has she got her light back,
I
or she
see
got no
now I
light, or
need
she
to
got
be
it back?
more than
She
I
got it
was.
back. Everybody got it back.
Maybe we all do.
Oh shit. Oh, it's land. I thought it was water.
Generally, Destiny, is that meant to be a demanding game on PCs or not really? I know it's a AAA title, I was asking, just in general.
I'm gonna put it at medium. It's a medium game.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see all the fancy shader effects?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really gonna test your CUDA cores. So if you're running like 1050 or a 1030, it's gonna kill your. Those are gonna die because they don't have much CUDA cores on them physically.
That's a game that GTA 1050 runs fine, isn't it?
It's gonna run fine, but it's gonna be at its very limit. Very limit. Literally anything above like 1080 gaming, it's gonna fall around the 30 or 40 mark, FPS wise. Yeah, because the higher your resolution, the more demanding the game gets. Like for example, the anti-aliasing part, it's affected by the resolution and even the textures. So the higher resolution, the more texture VRAM it eats.
This one has the advantage spot on it. Then they can't rush us. They're not to make the game easier for.
No. They're kind of expecting. Imagine yourself as the impatient casual crowd, where they just kind of rush forward and keep jumping. So they were hoping you do that. That's where the spawns go.
Great.
What's the
Looks
weather
like
in
Ikora was
Philippines?
right. My scans show the
I know
pyramid
sometimes
does
it's a bit
receive
cooler
data from the forest.
today.
I wouldn't say it's
About the location
cooler,
of conflicts
but
where we
it's
can access
getting
it.
better because we have a storm inbound. Yeah, there's a storm coming here.
It's scary to live there, man, as a resident because these storms, man, it's dangerous.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as you're in a tropical country, any storm could really do a number. What's happening?
Sorry, I'm here. So I was just speaking to my mom. Yeah, I was saying it's dangerous, like climate, nice country to live in, like as in like.
It's nice if the weather is nice. I mean, it's a nightmare if it's not.
I can reprogram that warp gate. It should get us close to the conflux.
Do we have to jump down here? So I don't think.
Yeah. Just cushion your fall. It's quite a ways down. Yeah, because since we're in the tropical country, the mishmash of hot and cold air is so turbulent, it generates massive storms.
Like, Bangladesh is a bit different, but we do have similar stuff. I have more enough flooding and earthquakes. We do get earthquakes as well. Storm is more, I think, your side.
Uh-oh.
So I'll read.
Okay, 1 sec. Oh wait, where'd you go? Oh. Yeah, as long as you... Basically, it's like this. The more intense the heat, the stronger the storms. When cool air comes into contact with them, that's how it works.
Calculations are ready.
So you're right about
All
the
you gotta
settings.
do is
Since
jump
Upper
through the
it's not as chugging as it used to. Like,
Yeah.
because of when I took off high originally. But intense battles used to mess it up.
Yeah. And everything looks
That
better.
didn't work as well as I expected.
Better and it's not
The
that chugging.
Sagira I knew would never admit to anything less than Osiris-level perfection.
Ikora, here's a secret. No one has ever lived up to Osiris's
So
reputation.
do these guys even believe in
Not
God?
even
The humans
Osiris.
are here. They believe in the Star system, sort of part of religion, I guess.
I think it's more like... I wouldn't say a religion, it's more like a belief in general. Okay, how do we do this? Whatever. Ow. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. see anything, but you can shoot.
I think we're just gonna have to go through.
Yeah.
Died.
Oh,
I haven't. Sorry.
same.
Did you die?
Yeah. No, I have a feeling there's a trick.
Time or they synced at different times. I'm just looking at all synced at different times, isn't it?
Oh yeah, different times. I mean, we're like about half second off. I have a feeling there's a trick to this. I mean, there's probably something.
I said, look at the top one. At the top, and go through it.
Nah, probably we need to go from left to right just to give us more time. Just rush it. Yeah, that's it. Just rush it from left to right. There we go.
I think you know the speed of how fast you run. Yeah, it's hard to actually hit it. Like if you keep running at one pace, that makes sense. What's this thing here? Oh,
We're gonna get warped. Yeah, see the scale of the environments? That's...
did you have to know any of your saying?
No. Oh wait. No.
It's funny how one card can run well with the engine and one card can't when they're pretty much similar in performance.
Driver.
Yeah.
It's always the driver.
Because you know Metro Exodus. If I put that on high, you can feel it. Once I put medium, it's fine.
Because they're literally turning some shader effects off, and shader effects rely heavily on the physical existence of the CUDA cores or the tensor cores.
You know the reason I'm asking, because everybody always says, oh, R9 390 is pretty much equivalent to 1060. Really isn't then, isn't it?
No.
In terms of when you're gaming 1080p, you can't play everything on high.
Yeah.
I can tell that the conflux is somewhere nearby, but the Vex must be cloaking it. Look out! We've got incoming!
Yeah, basically those guys that are telling you these mostly just they're just relying on the horsepower of a card to get them through.
And benchmark.
Yeah,
And
they
game
don't
benchmark game performance.
Yeah, they don't actually understand how it works. It's more like just plain popular opinion. Is it open?
I tried to shoot you, I don't know how you break that, but it won't work.
Yeah, follow the lines, and I think that's what we need to... Ow, 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 ow. Unlock.
I'm dead on. Why that dude standing on his head, did you see that?
Yeah, everything's getting tougher now, because this DLC has the power level raised. So you're gonna start feeling something. Oh yeah.
There we go. The map's not here. I don't understand.
Keep looking.
Wait, I
In
found
Philippines,
something.
all your time zones are the
Coordinates
same, or
for
do you have
American
different time zones in different
forest.
parts?
We're
That's where I
really
have
tiny,
it.
so it's just one time zone. We don't actually have our own time zone. In fact, we're using the time zones of China in general.
Really? Are you quite far away from China still? Like,
No,
I've
no,
seen
no,
on
no.
the
Just
map.
just a couple hours
Even by, is that by plane or?
by plane. We're just tiny and close enough, so the time zone is more either in the Singapore For China, it's both +8. We're using I think plus a PST +8.
But Indonesia and like Thailand, do you use their time zone, or is it different to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how the time zone works, but for some reason we don't have a dedicated Philippine time zone. We
You have to use somebody else's.
yeah.
Is Japan time zone and China time zone the same or totally different?
Honestly, I think it's different because I've never used Japan time zone whatsoever. I may be mistaken here though, but
Japan, they make technology this, that, technology that they make like, you know, a lot of stuff. And then you think they're such a big country, but when you look at compared to China, they're tiny.
oh yeah. And no, what happened before is during the World War, they didn't have that title before. They were kind of treated as just as bad as China nowadays. But because of that, their sense of discipline and their sense of image, they changed all that, and they made sure that anything that comes out of Japan is top notch. And it's still they're still carrying on up until now, and that's what they're seeing. If you read up about the history, you'll see their industrial revolution, because they were dirt poor during the war. I mean, after the war.
Well, I don't know much about their history.
Yeah, they hit a very low spot, and they just recovered. And they actually literally changed how people perceive Japan.
In my head, you know, I hear Japan. They got the best tech. This, that. That's what's in my head.
Oh yeah. I mean, the way they do things, where they refinement is a big thing for them. I mean, just because it works, they won't stop there. They're gonna keep pushing. They're gonna keep refining and refining and refining. On the right.
Because I'm Asian, so we like to
Let's get to that note.
get like, you know, like cars
use the
even.
map
I don't know
to
how it works in
practice and
Philippines,
stop the
but
dark
we've got
forces.
similar mentality. Obviously, as Asians, and even us, we like to get, you know, like, I'll give example, like best for our money. So like Japanese cars is a big thing for us.
Yeah. Well, basically, okay, it's not Asian in general. It's more like the culture is we're kind of thinking
Similar,
in mass in general. You kind of see things in bulk. Or like the Western sense, they think too much in the individual sense.
Well, the Western people, I think buying something for expensive is always the best thing.
Yeah, like for example, the family members. I mean, the children per family.
Yeah.
Usually for the Western people, 2 is a lot of children, while for the Asian culture, you get up to what, 9 to 11 children. Right, exactly. So because of that, you got to make sure you can stretch your budget to the max that you can, because
Okay,
of that way of
find another
thinking,
gateway,
of
and
having
get
as
us
much
to the
children
north.
as possible.
Exactly. In this country, most Asian people, like from outside of Asia and from like Pakistani, Bangladesh, they love getting cars, you know, like Japanese cars, Toyota, Honda. They'll always say, rather get one of them than, I don't know, some that's made from England.
I mean, I forgot the English word for it. It's the reputation the Japanese built for them because of their refinement sense.
Our countries, isn't it? That's what we run on
Osiris's
our cars.
reflections must be
Is
searching
Japanese
for
cars
Nazis
mainly,
too.
like
Even if he makes a million
99%.
copies of himself, I don't think we'll find
I
it in
mean,
time.
look.
We need
Okay,
that map.
if later on after the game, maybe watch Japanese carpentry. You're gonna see the difference between the carpentry of other cultures, and you'll see why they really do things differently there. Even for woodworking, especially woodworking.
A question, you might know more, obviously, because of Chinese. You know the houses, they're very similar in design. They're kind of, because I've looked at Japanese, Chinese, they look similar. The design, you know how their structure of the buildings are, like that kind of design.
The roofs, yeah. Why?
Yeah, the roof. Is it similar or is it just
They're okay. Japanese. they hate to admit it, but they actually started from the Chinese ancestry. They just really broke off and formed their own language and culture. But they still came from Chinese ancestry. So
Korean, same thing, isn't it?
same thing, yes. Yeah, imagine it this way. Imagine a flotilla, meaning a large group of ships, and then there's a storm, and then they kind of just washed up on different islands for hundreds of years. So, yeah, I mean that's something.
You know, talking about this, I always wondered, and I'm a bit dumb with this. You know, AMD, are they Japanese, are they Chinese, are they American, or what are they? They're founders of...
I'm not sure where it originated, but it's definitely a Chinese setup.
Man, they even making motherboards, that's unbelievable. Like, not copy, but, you know, unbranded ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's an umbrella corporation. You know what that term means, right? Umbrella corporation?
They want companies all under one company. Like loads of different
Yes. Yeah, the technique here is when you're running a company, your goal is to be successful in your first company, and then you start absorbing companies smaller than you that's related or beneficial to your main company. So they probably started off designing motherboards, and they started taking over companies that produce the IC chips, the capacitors, and then the rest is history. And so that's kind of the basic roadmap for running a company.
Oh yeah, I remember we was having a discussion about how China makes products, like for example headphones would be the same parts, same internal
Yes.
parts.
Yes.
So I was discussing with my brother the other day. He bought some clippers the other day from China. And he said to me, they're really good. I know it sounds weird, it's different hair clippers, but say so. And then he's telling me that this is the same as, you know, I don't think you've heard them, the walls, they're like a leader, the clippers.
Whoa, yeah. Okay.
And he said the internals, if you open it, they're like clone, exact same parts
Yes.
inside.
Yeah. Just
And
like
I was saying to him that my friend told me that, you are saying that, obviously you told me that all the stuff are, you know, in China that they'll still make the same product without the name. Like there's patents for that, and he was saying the same thing. He was saying that what they'll do, they just change the design a bit slightly. Whatever the product. The same manufacturer make it. Well, not manufacturer, but the same, you know, factory or whatever. After the patents run out.
Yeah, because the loophole of the copyright is okay. It's stipulated there in the copyright. It needs to be a 1:1 copy. So on the outside, as long as it doesn't look like it's like perfectly identical, you can get away with it in China.
Anything can happen to you.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna find this funny, but the Class A copies, like for example, thermal pastes, what they do is they're gonna copy the packaging almost identical, except for one random misspelled word. And that's enough to get you clear through China that it's not a 1:1 copy. You just deliberately misspell one word in the packaging.
I don't mind that, or something looks slightly different, does the same job.
Yeah. That's why...
That's why...
Yeah, I mean, that's why you see some tags on the devices where it kind of says, instead of it says Sony, it says like Zvani. So that's the reason why. They just change one letter to get away with it. So, yeah. That's why if you're into it, it's always a good thing to maybe take a bit of vocational for basic electronics. So one day you can just buy stuff if you're gonna run your own company, open up some random Chinese product, and you can gauge for yourself, is this good or shit? Just by reading the components inside.
because what problem is nowadays, because China makes some cheap stuff like that break on you. I'm not saying everything is the same. You get that image in your head that it's impossible for them to make a good quality clone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I
But
mean,
now, this now obviously different. Like even you've told me before.
Right.
But it was a case that obviously in our country it's a bit different. We can get the cheaper stuff, like the cheap stuff. You
Yeah.
don't get that much good quality clones, like one-on-one clones.
it's a question of tolerance level. For example, it doesn't matter if it's made in China. What you're gonna look at is who is the supervisor or the management for that company. If it's being run by a Japanese guy, but based in China, it's probably a good quality, but that's still not a guarantee. But there's a better chance that it is. So if you do some background checks like that, you can tell somewhat.
China needs to like make a CPU clone now.
No. I'm sure they did do there. I mean, there's probably one right now.
CPU, I guess, is that much of a harder thing to make in it and cloning it in general?
Once you get the logic of it, probably it's hard in terms of the rarity of the components and the environment it needs to be built in. It needs to be super airtight. Any random speck of dust or a rogue, whatever, can ruin whole entire batches. We're talking by the thousands, so
This is a
that's the
combat
hard
loop,
part.
a simulation of the recent past when the Cabal attacked Mercury. The Vex must be testing alternative outcomes.
I'm not sure if you were aware of it, but before, the practice for the GPUs is that the GPUs are actually, if you get, for example, the 2080, the 80 series, the 70s and the 60s are actually damaged 80 series GPUs that have portions of the cores non-functional, so they get downgraded to 2060s or 70s.
You know they're allowed to legally do that?
No, that's legit, because it's a matter of the metrics of what was stated as the specs for it. So if it's 2,500 cores, but the 2080 series can do like 5,000, but it's partially damaged, they just physically will remove, not really remove it, but just block it off. And as long as the numbers say 2,500, it's perfectly legit.
But are they legally allowed to do that? Even though
It's
damaged?
legal. It's legal because it's within spec.
It's like a damaged product in a sense, in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously,
okay.
it's damaged.
Yeah, the concept of illegal and legal, dude, is a matter of if you're selling something out of spec. So if you said it's a 10-core CPU, but he gave you a 9.5, then that's illegal. But if he sold you a
damaged one that has enough cores.
yeah,
What do you in it? Do you think?
yeah.
'Cause, I don't know. Couldn't that defect the rest of it? Like cause problems.
That's the thing that they need to test. They gotta make sure the rest of the cores are 100% functional. That's why back in my time there were cards where if you're willing to, you can unlock some cores that you can test if they're functional, and that's gonna give you a literal hardware upgrade. But it's a lottery for you. For example, you got 50 cores, and then you go to Viva Tuner. It's an old program where
Maybe a sparrow
RTSS
could make
came
that
from.
jump.
You can open up, literally unblock physically, I mean the logic for the cores, and you can actually use those cores.
It says you just sparrow something. What does that mean?
The jet bike. Come on, yeah. Get on your jet bike, and we're gonna have to give some space. You're gonna need some momentum. There we go. Let's see. Find the map. Uh-oh. Yeah, the enemies are getting tougher.
So I ran, what's that thing called? MS Afterburner. For some reason, even though it don't display, I can run the benchmark. When you record your average FPS,
Yeah.
and I can see the text log. Someone's just made the Rise of Tomb Raider saying that I get average of 149 FPS.
Yeah, so that means...
on my settings.
Yeah, but that's kind of right at the edge of your monitor.
Yeah,
And it's a single-player game.
yeah.
Linear game. So, and it's also a maze type of game, so it's just very easy to run, of course.
But that sounds about right. The FPS in it is giving out.
I mean, yeah, generally it should be, because judging from the game age. Oh yeah. Are you? What's your resolution? 1080?
Yeah, 1080.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think we need to
See,
go
I had
higher up.
600.
Yeah.
But some reason it run hot. I even changed it. I gave it away, but it was a Q600. It's just, it was become the point you can't really play games and newer games in it because of how old it got.
I'm sure it's still doable if you do the stuff that I showed you. It's probably gonna stabilize the temps. It's a question of the pan profile. You really cannot get away using the default ones, because that's the marketing setting. New and improved, silent, cool, blah blah blah, and they just legit turn down the fans.
You know what? I still can't figure out. Obviously, I've been trying to still exiting in some games and still not displaying average. Like I would say AVG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to do something with AMD, I think.
I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but it's got a lot to do how the developers designed the UI. Because if there's some kind of conflict between the game engine UI and the overlay,
so they're fighting for one place. Like basically, there's a spot there, but the other one doesn't let it go there.
Generally, yes, that's the idea.
So there's a seat there, but he's not letting him sit in the seat in a way.
The Vex
Say.
must know we're after the map.
Literally, they're
redirecting
fighting
the wall to
over the
destroy
same
it.
position.
We have to hurry.
The word there is hooked. So if it's hooked on, imagine two fishing boats fighting over the same fish. So,
it sounds funny, but yeah.
That's basically it. I think we're gonna need the jet bikes. You make it?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Nice. How about this one?
I wanted to test it on low settings. See how much FPS average you get. Oh,
Me?
I didn't make it up. No, I tested it on Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh.
I'm testing, I think I got about 260 frames average.
Yeah. I mean, 260 frames of pure ugliness.
Yeah.
It's now worth it.
How do people with Destiny 2, how do they get the average FPS? Because no thingy works in
There's there are other programs that you could try. That
I looked,
kind
but I
of
couldn't find it.
it's it's not really meant to be used like that, but you can use fraps.
Yeah, I think there's a cap to 120 maybe.
And then the other way is, for example, maybe sometimes some of the frame rate programs needs them to be in window mode, the others needs them to be in full screen mode. So it might work in full screen, but not in window mode. But usually, if you read the game engine's console commands, you can actually show the FPS through the console commands. Unless the
Look at
devs
that, ahead of
disabled
us.
it.
That has to be the map. The Infinite Forest is a doomsday machine, but when you see it like this, it's almost beautiful. That Minotaur is going
shit.
to be trouble.
Oh, you got him? Oh, you did?
And he's gonna be worse.
Is this guy?
He killed the Minotaur.
Oh, the enemy is something.
Oh yeah, watch out. It's invulnerable.
Where is it, the big dude? Where is it gone?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a free-for-all here. We're getting back.
everything you care about.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the big dude? I wanted to kill him.
He warped off.
Bastard.
Oh yeah, I think he's here. Oh yeah, he's here.
He's going for the map. Hurry!
You got it? Oh, it's immune now.
I've got no heavy ammo. Alright, I'll respawn. Alright.
Yeah, I think I can. There you go.
Alright. I'm telling you, like, I've been reading everybody who's got PCs, even people I know, and everybody's favoring the Ryzen now completely, you know, since the 3rd gen especially.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. They're all hyping for the price point
Yeah.
and the performance that they're
You
getting.
wouldn't know, considering you're getting maybe 10% performance difference between, like, example, 8600 compared to 600.
Yeah,
People are loving it. It's like, even, you know, when you go to PC part picker,
yeah.
people build, a lot of them are like Ryzen 3600.
Yeah, because that's literally AMD giving, practically giving away a CPU for at the i7 level for the old gen.
And that old gen is still viable, like usable.
Yeah.
People are gonna get more hooked into it.
Let's get that map.
Yep.
But they're done
Yep.
in such a way people are gonna look, they know that, oh, they're gonna look at the 87.
Yes, but okay, you got to look at this from the business standpoint. I mean, are you running your own business? Not yet. Yes or no? Because
Nope.
what's happening is like
What are
this.
you waiting for? We've got a dark
It's called
future to
undercutting. If you undercut too much, people are gonna expect you to release the next CPUs at the same price point. So if,
Yeah,
if
that's stupid.
yeah, so you're literally gonna be gimping yourself in hopes that your gamble would work, that you're gonna be in the market dominance here to take down Intel. Because if they fail to take down Intel and Intel shows up with a
I can't search
even better
It
product,
changes constantly.
they're gonna have a
I
problem.
need more processing power.
So they
There
kept
are
it
Vex
slightly
lines on Nessus that might do the
underperforming
trick.
at a better price.
You up for a
Yeah, I mean
hunting expedition?
it's more like the price point is their gamble here because they're now committed at keeping this low price point at that performance expectation. So that's a gamble. That's what okay. That's what the business people sees, but not what the players or general PC user sees because they're happy that they're getting shit for cheap. But the question is, what AMD sacrificed to rip down the price point so much.
Like most of Asia, they all buy Ryzens. Even Bangladesh, I've seen people with all Ryzens.
It's purely from the price point. I mean, of course, there's a performance, but it's still mostly from the price point because that's the target market for AMD. Intel, the concept for Intel is premium before, and AMD was budget.
Yeah.
But
now the budget and performance.
It's now one, but that's a gamble. If just so that they can take down Intel by sheer hype, marketing hype, where people start to demand to Intel of lowering the price point. But if Intel lowers their price point and then releases a counter attack to AMD's design, AMD's gonna have a problem.
One of my hidden has located an entangled mind.
I feel like I can't believe even 4 years ago AMD was shit. People would look at AMD.
We'll find it and take its brain.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic. Remember, not everybody is tech savvy, so they don't understand the price points per performance metric.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when you're buying food from restaurants,
yeah.
I mean, it's a cheaper price, but question is the food mass. How much food you're actually getting. Both says they're burgers, but if you weigh it on a weighing scale, the other burger is twice the weight. I'd rather pay 30% more for double the burger than 30% less for 100% less burger. 50% less burger.
It's good, but it's not worth it in terms of price. You get more for your price from the other place.
Yes. And if you cannot afford to buy, or it's really super expensive for you to buy the cheap parts, then I don't think you should be buying a PC in the first place because you got bigger problems. Okay, we're gonna have to get fancy here.
There's this guy in the middle, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Are these new enemies?
They're improved versions of the old enemies, reskinned.
Talking about games, did you hear Crisis? I don't know. I don't remember. They're gonna remaster it or something. Was that the plan?
There are rumors for remastering Crisis, but don't get your hopes up. It's probably just minor. It's hard to explain because if you're in the game industry, you understand when they say it's more like they literally just added more shaders, but texture-wise, model-wise, it's almost always identical. Yeah. Shader effects. You know what shader effects in general are?
Let's keep looking around.
Not too much.
Okay.
To do some stuff.
Like for example, when the character dives under the water and he first comes out of the water and his skin kind of looks wet.
Yeah.
That's a sample of a shader effect. So those are what's kind of bogging your game engine down. I mean your GPU down when it doesn't have enough CUDA cores or specialty cores to actually process the code for those effects.
Is that what Mines was doing in Generation Zero a bit?
Possibly, yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Another effect would be the reflections on the puddles in the water. If you look at the water, do you see the reflections? That's also a shader effect. So if you compound all the multiple shader effects in a game, that's gonna be really taxing on the CUDA core. So it's a matter of how many CUDA cores you got on your card. So even if you got super overclock core clocks, memory clocking, and everything like that, as long as you don't have physically enough number of CUDA cores to actually do the processing, it's not. You won't see any movement, any improvement. It says here that I'm standing on the arrow, but I'm not seeing anything here.
Have I gone ahead of you? Am I gone the wrong way?
No, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go down. It's probably at the bottom. Did you go back? Did you go through a crack in the ground in the bottom?
Yeah, I'm going for like.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, I see you now. Your name, but
Okay, but I'm just gonna follow the arrow. Hopefully you're going the same way as me.
oh, okay. I think I'm in the right place. I am. Oh shit, wrong button.
Oh yeah. I'm close. I don't think you went through here. I'm seeing enemies on my side. Unless you missed one.
Could they be respawned for you?
Maybe. Oh, wait. I see you now. I see you. I'm here.
I think a lot of people get put buying PCs, not because of the cost only. Is that, will it run games in a couple of years or something, I realize? And no, actually it's cost as well because people get scared of it. We get running cost.
Think about it this way. You know how monkeys kind of rage when they kind of open a coconut?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. People don't like the learning curve.
Yeah, there's not more to it.
Uh-oh.
But that learning is worth it.
Yeah, literally. It's like math. Once you get the first part down, everything kind of just falls into place, yes. I mean, that's why you gotta make sure you learn it, just struggle through it. When you get it, you'll just laugh it off later.
Example, game I got. I would probably had to pay about £20 or something, or £10 at least. Well, because, I know the advantage of having a PC. You get what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, people don't get the idea that sometimes you gotta spend a little to save more.
Like, regardless, even buying games, it's a lot cheaper anyway.
This is our processor. I just need to connect it to the Vex network.
Yeah,
You're near the well of echoes.
console games
The
cost
consoles
way
there
more
should
than
work.
PC games. For the simple fact that console games still have physical copies.
I mean, I still play console games, so I'm not gonna put down console games. I still think they're good.
No. Cards
I'm
not
just
these.
saying, someone to say to me,
yeah.
I don't know, PC games, this, that. I'll still defend PC.
My opinion on that is console gamers need to accept the fact that it's true that console games will always be inferior in the graphical sense to PC games, because consoles never upgrade and the devs are kind of hard locked to making sure that
I don't know why it's just frozen.
you're jumping
It's just
on.
Yeah, my side's just frozen.
Uh-oh. What did you do?
And it says 120 is locked. I didn't do anything, I just jumped. Let me check.
Oh yeah, you're gone now. Yeah, that's the problem with consoles, is if the developers are focused on making a game, on porting a game, the design, the graphics are all limited by how much the console can handle. That's the issue with console games. I'm gonna try and send an invite.
Yeah, the game is frozen. It won't all back up. Like my computer's running, it's the game itself glitched.
Okay.
See, there we go. I have to exit the game.
Yeah, I'm still here. Did you get my invite?
Yeah, I'm just loading up again.
Okay.
Oh. I think as a game, my system's running fine. I'm looking at it. Like no problem with the system, everything's running. Basically, when it froze, it's locked at 120 hertz. I think that's where it's locked. Well, not locked, but that's where it was thinking. Weird. When I froze, what was happening on your side? Which mark there?
You're just stuck in the corner, jumping constantly.
You're jumping constantly.
Yeah. Are you loading or something?
Yeah, my game's still loading up.
Okay.
Have you started a new mission already? Or am I in the same one with you?
I'm not sure.
I can see you. Trying to get you.
Alright, here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know the mission I was on with you just a second ago? Is that ended?
No, we're still in the same mission. I hope.
Can I blow that ship up or can't?
Yeah.
This gun reminds me of a plasma rifle straight away Halo. How Halo does it.
Yeah, I hope they kind of revamp Halo, like legit reboot it, like what they did with Call of Duty.
Oh, they haven't rebooted.
Yeah.
Okay, Halo, they remastered it in a way. But they
Yeah.
haven't rebooted. Is the term reboot and remake the same thing with that totally different term? When people say that?
It's kind of the same with a noob thing that I talked to you about before.
Yeah.
It's gonna depend on which use is more popular. And that's gonna change the meaning forever. Something happening? Nope. Okay.
Give me 1 second. All right. I'm here. 1 minute. Let me just check something on my phone quickly.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm just checking something eBay.
Okay.
Oh my god, sorry. I'm just looking at X570. I'm not buying one. I just seen it. I don't know if it's because of the Ryzen thingy. It's selling used 570 for about almost £180 on bid, and people are bidding on it like crazy.
It's a combination of the Ryzen and basically offices and studios shutting down because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally people liquidating their assets as fast as possible.
Correct. And I think another reason why 570 is getting more thingy is because of the new support for the new Ryzens.
Yes.
People gone crazy bidding on it. It's like I was shocked it's gone to that much even. Because it's sold out everywhere, you know that. I don't know about everywhere, but I was watching a video live stream. This guy does about like motherboards and stuff on computers, and showing that even on new eggs, all out of stock.
Oh yeah.
Get me to the conflux and I'll
Yeah,
plug in the processor.
think about it this way. I mean, the studios are shutting down, offices are shutting down, and people are stuck in quarantine. So more people are upgrading their PCs because they bought new games, and the new games aren't running. So that's the pattern. That's the reason why the market is shifting.
What's a good game you'd recommend to try out and test on my system to see how well it runs at the moment? That's demanding.
Well, let's see. Visually, I'm gonna say Battlefield 5, if you can.
Okay. And CPU, something that tests the CPU, how well it can.
Yes. Hello, Denon. We're gonna playing a blind playthrough here, so it's a bit more serious type of playing the game for the story. Oops. Ouch.
Oh, that didn't go well.
Yeah, we need to keep going up, I think. Yeah, I'm up here. Where are you?
Uh-oh, I'm falling down like an idiot.
I hope this does the trick.
Get the timing wrong a bit, you always end up falling down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing for me.
Bad news. The processor shorted out. I'm getting an image, but no coordinates.
I'm out of ideas here.
Yeah, I don't like it when game devs kind of just cave too much for the casual crowd and makes everything survivable, no matter how dumb you get.
Yes! We go back to the moment that led to Panopti's runtime forward and use that data to find its location in the present. Oh, that's good, Ikora. Osiris level good. You know, you're not the same Ikora I remember. You're better.
Remember first it's the same.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling if we keep going for a few more hours, we could actually finish this.
What? Sorry, I'm googling my phone. Saying most CPU intensive game is one of them is GTA 5. I don't believe
This is our only chance.
Yes. In terms of open world, it is.
I'm calculating where to send us. The place is easy.
So if
Finding
your
a simulation
CPU
of the
can
red
run
time is a little
GTA and
tricky.
high, does that mean your CPU
Alright.
is decent? Like in that
Find
term?
the algorithm
Yeah.
that produced the forest.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
will lead you to
remember
Panopti's.
what decent. It's a question of what game you're really playing, because the newer games can easily top GTA 5.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt. Oh shit.
The extras, I guess, class as new prices.
Uh-huh.
The extras is a new price, isn't it?
Yeah, because the problem with GTA 5 is it doesn't use any advanced shaders,
Yeah, that cartoon.
right? So it's fairly easy to run. It's more like a question of how much the crowds,
The
how,
Vex will
how
know they're the
many,
most vulnerable here. The simulation
I
will
call
be well
them
defended.
instances,
The point in history
entities
where
in
you
the
invent a
screen.
reality engine, there's nothing more important.
One thing I like about GTA, you can do it first person view and normal view.
Yeah, but I don't think it's worth it.
Or third first person view.
Yeah, because first the movement isn't actually designed for first person, so it's gonna be wobbly. And the graphics, you're gonna be really up close to the ugliness.
You'll see. In your opinion, would you say Rainbow Six Siege got shit graphics, really crap graphics?
No. I mean, for its time, it was good. That's basically my opinion on it. For its time, it was good. I didn't get that last part.
Rainbow Six Siege, the latest one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for its time, it was good. I mean, for me, for my eyes, I can see how dated the game engine is.
Obviously, you look from a different point of view as well, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, because I can literally tell where they kind of cut corners. And most of the stuff you're seeing is just optical illusion. What about esports?
Is it because the esports highlight they didn't bother too much as well, didn't they? Like,
They don't want, yeah, they don't want to touch it because there's this culture of FPS Nazism where people kinda rage and blame the FPS when they mess up or lag. Oh, I lagged. That's why I died. Oh, I lagged. I mean, I don't have. You have 500 FPS, so you beat me. Actually, no. It's really no. Back in my time, I kinda trained some people in my game. I literally created a death squad. When I retired from the game, they were still kind of reporting to me, and they turned out to be in the top 10 in the game. So basically, what I'm trying to tell here is, they don't have the best PCs at the time. It's all a matter of technique. Yeah. I was literally telling them the practical ways of
The
combat.
Vex have been 2 steps ahead of us so far, but you and Ikora have given us a chance.
Like,
to
for
actually
example, I
surprise
think
them.
you're probably
That's
gonna
impressive.
able to use it. You need to be
So,
aggressively
I guess
defensive.
What I'm saying is, when this is all over,
You don't
I
charge.
actually miss
You
being
make
a
them
ghost.
charge you.
Just a little.
That's the secret of being good. Try this. If you watch other people, the best guys, you will see what I mean. They will put
All right.
people
We have to
in a
get to the top
position
of that
that's
tower
gonna
and
make them
download the
charge
algorithm
them.
Before the Vex create the infinite forest.
When you learn the Jedi mind trick of how to do that, you're gonna get a lot more kills. Yeah, I'm sure you notice my pace. I don't run much. Yeah, I'm literally controlling the distance. My goal is to
Remember how I said the Vex
how
anticipate
to
every
receive
night?
as minimal
They have
damage as
automated
possible.
extended countermeasures here. They'll
I don't
react
like.
and
I
block
don't. I
whatever
train
we do.
myself not to rely
Just like
on
we
the
thought, they're ready for us.
regeneration
All
of
we
the
can do is fight our
HP.
way
I
in.
always pretend
Be
like
unpredictable.
you don't regenerate HP. Yeah. because you won't notice it, but sometimes your subconscious gets spoiled and it affects you, especially in your temperament. The cooler your head, the better you get. Nice. Yeah, that's where the saying. That's where the saying comes in, where you need to practice until it becomes second nature, because you're no longer affected or being influenced by the pressure. You're just doing it automatically.
Oh, I killed myself. Sorry. Some of them remind you like Star Wars had it.
They're literally droids, definitely.
You had the Star Wars that army walks, the uption.
Yeah, the droids.
This plasma gun, it's a plasma gun, I don't know. This energy gun reminds me exactly like Halo. I don't know how it looks from your. I'm looking at it in my hand. It reminds me of Halo.
Yeah. You mean that thing with the crystals on it? Immune.
Are these guys immune to everything like that?
No, just a big one. Yeah, we need to remove the cubes, and it should be vulnerable now. Yeah.
Okay, where am I going? Back to that place.
We're in.
Because the
Let's
way
get
it
to the
landed
top
is
and find that
kinda annoying.
algorithm.
Where did you go?
What?
No, I was just seeing where you gone. There you are.
Oh.
So in Tomb Raider, I reached about 47%. I didn't play much since we've been playing this.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. Probably 2 more days or so, we could probably finish our entire game without the DLC. I mean, if we manage like 4 or 5 hours a day, yeah, I can see it happening. I can finish this.
Do you have any sort of idea how much is left of the game? You don't have no idea. You're doing it blind.
Blind, completely blind.
The general rule of what we call it is DLC expansion is always a bit shorter than the story, isn't it?
Yes, fortunately. In the old days, it's sometimes longer. But those days are gone. People are just playing for the PvP now.
Is there Witcher 3 any good?
Oh yeah, it's one of the best. I definitely recommend it, but I haven't finished it. Actually, yeah, that's one of the games that's in my backlog.
In that game, what are you doing in it?
Well, one sec. When it's a bit more quieter. Right. Yeah, because my Discord does not attenuate, so I can. Oops. So I cannot hear during a firefight. What's that again? What about Witcher?
I was saying, apart from hunting witches, is there more to it?
Oh no. Witcher is just what they call the job, but basically a Witcher hunts paranormal monsters. So no. I mean, you're gonna be hunting some witches, but that's just the job title. But basically, you are hunting mythical creatures and whatnot.
Is it in a way kind of like Monster Hunter? No, that's totally.
I wouldn't say Monster Hunter,
but involves hunting in that element.
Yes, there's definitely some hunting.
Let's shut this machine down.
We got two small ones in the back. Yeah, watch the lasers. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. And of course, and I'll hit the boxes, the cubes, see the line.
Yeah.
That's it. We've done it.
Okay. That's it.
There's something else not showing. You have to do something to this cube. I'm guessing, do we chuck it off?
No. It says nothing.
Let's play football. I'm standing on the ball. Look.
Can you move it? Yeah. Can you move it? Nope.
So we're trying to chuck him at the end. Got him off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's up. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, didn't you see me play Borderlands earlier? I mean, you could have joined me.
I don't think I paid attention to Borderlands. Which one did you play?
3, the latest one.
I don't know if I'll watch the stream when you play that.
Bingo.
The booster doesn't work for me for some
Scanning.
reason.
Isolating Panopti's patterns. Overlaying onto the map. And... got him! Panopti's always ends up in the same coordinates. It's over. This is how we beat the Vex.
I've detected a change. A new future. I will inform Osiris.
Osiris is alive.
Wait,
Yeah.
a defensive subroutine? New reality branch is forming. No, no! It's got me!
Huh?
Where are we? Mercury? How did we get back here? The last thing I remember, we were in the EDZ. We found that device and then... wham! Oh, I feel so strange. Like someone's rearranged all the furniture in the house, except the house is my brain. All right, look, I never thought I'd have to ask this, but who else has been inside my head? Accessing memory core. Huh, you've been busy. Correction, you've been busy without me. I don't know how I feel about that. Wait a second, there's something else in here with me. Encoded holo images. Big ones. Definitely Vex. Look, I can't decrypt those files or open the gate. We need backup. We need Ikora. Good idea, right? You're welcome. Wait, why did I just say that?
So is the other one dead, or she's out of his body? She got captured.
No idea. We're just as confused as them.
Something just happened, and they traveled.
Yeah, they just got warped into another planet. Okay, we're gonna go to the tower, talk to Ikora.
You can have up to 6 people playing this.
During a raid, I think. It's a special kind of mission.
They really did try and make it like World of Warcraft in that way.
Yes, it's literally an MMO FPS, or they tried to.
Didn't they recently relaunch World of Warcraft or something like that?
It's more like another expansion pack. Or it's still the same. Oh wait. Oh, they also tried to relaunch a remastered Warcraft 3, but it failed hard. Like,
But lots of people were playing it though.
which one? 3 or World of Warcraft?
Recently, it was online a couple of months back.
Yeah. Yeah, WoW is just literally riding on pure popularity here and fanboyism. But yeah. There's a lot of new MMOs. There's a lot of new MMOs out there that deserve a lot of attention, but it got killed by the fanboys. Because they all go like, WoW clone, WoW clone, WoW clone. It doesn't matter if it's a clone. It's a question, did they improve upon it? Is it a better MMO?
I refuse to allow us to come this close to victory and fail. Sagira's sacrifice has to mean something. You know where Panoptes waits, as does Osiris. He will try to fight it on his own. And without our help, he will die. And without Sagira, only she could open the gateway. She was our key. Osiris may have taught me everything he knew about being a warlock. But that's not everything I know. You must return to Mercury. And this time, I will go with you.
Okay.
Somewhere else.
So we're going back to Mercury.
How long have we been playing now? How long has it been?
2 hours and 20.
So is SPG going to be able to jump in sometimes with us, but he'll be...
At this rate, his only available time slot is 1 p.m. my time to 8 p.m. I don't think that's your ideal time slot for your site.
We don't have
He's 8 p.m. What time would it be for me then? Be about midday for me and at 1 o'clock.
What? Yeah, maybe. I mean, what time was it when we start playing Generation Zero? That's 10 p.m. my time, so minus 2 hours then.
So about midday for me then, that means.
Yeah, probably. So is that a good time for you?
It's alright. It just depends, innit? It's generally okay at the moment.
Oh wait. But the problem, no.
Before Osiris does.
What I meant was he can play between 1 and 8
He dies
p.m.
for good.
not starting at 8 p.m. So he can. So for when it's 1 p.m., it's what time of day for you?
You mean your 1 p.m.? Your
Yes,
time zone.
yes, my 1 p.m.
That's like 8 p.m. for me.
Wait,
If it's your 1 p.m., it's 8 p.m. for me, isn't it? Sorry, am I ahead of... I'm getting confused. So you're ahead of me, aren't you?
no, I'm ahead. I'm ahead, I think. And I'm try and use the China +8 when you're converting.
That'd be really early in the morning for me then.
Yeah, that's it. So probably you're not ready for gaming yet.
Because if it's your 1 p.m., that's like about 5 a.m. in the morning. Maybe.
Yeah.
The infinite forest. It's huge. I never thought that. When the fate of the world's not at stake, can we come back?
It'd be so perfect if there's only a couple hours difference.
Flower? Am I hearing you right? What flower?
I don't know. Sorry. I must have misheard. I said it would be like perfect if it was only a couple of hours difference.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, funny.
Even 2 hours, not that bad. 4 hours. Not that bad.
If he had the same timing as me, because he's kind of has that awkward shifting.
Yeah.
So
Has he got any other games that we can play together even?
he's kind of interested with Dying Light.
Okay.
And Warframe. I'm not sure about Warframe yet, but Dying Light he likes.
Is it okay with Black Edition?
Yes, I'm gonna have to teach both of you how to hook up to my network.
Hold on, Dying Light, is this system gonna be able to run that?
Huh?
Is this GPU gonna be able to handle that? His built-in APU?
He probably can, because in terms of effects, it's like nowhere near Destiny. What we're playing right now, it's
Is it
nowhere
more
near.
like Rainbow Six Siege kind of effects?
Yes, more or
That kind of
less.
quality.
Right. It doesn't really use any shaders. It's more on. It's a bit heavy on textures and a bit of lighting. That's about it. As far as advanced effects goes, like reflections or subsurface scattering, light shafting, no. A good game you can test your rig on in terms of learning how the settings affect the game is the Resident Evil game 2. Because when you mix and match your settings, it tells you how much VRAM you're using. But not necessarily. What you can do is you can actually turn on the GPU usage and GPU temps and CPU temps as well, and CPU usage in MSI, and you can monitor the RAM usage and VRAM usage using MSI. So as you shift around your settings, you can see it dynamically change, and you can tell if you're about to stutter, if your VRAM usage is about to go over your maximum VRAM. When it does, you're gonna feel the choke the moment it goes over.
You know how people say in the i7 systems they feel the choke in some games like Exodus? Is that more because they've got less cores and then sometimes the game is using more cores?
Yes, and it's the area, because what's happening here is, the Exodus engine, the events is not all scripted. So sometimes there are multiple AIs or explosions or whatever effects that kind of converge in one spot. So it kind of saturates the engine. So that's where it kind of goes downhill. So there's really no way to have a completely chugless.
When you played, did you get any chugs in it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There really will be sections.
Chugs here and there.
Yeah. Because Exodus is shader heavy. Notice the reflections. There's actual real reflections, and it's using multiple lights as well as 3D ambient diffusion, and that's another.
I remember that area, you know, when you get the train and you're exploring that church.
Oh yeah, the reason for that.
Chugging that, you know, by that.
Yeah, because you're moving too fast, and the game engine is having trouble loading in fast enough.
Did you get that as well?
Yes. I mean, it's a given because you're gonna spike, and we kind of have middle range systems.
We won't be able to find it again.
There's no way around it. The chug can only be kind of mitigated by brute force. Yep.
Too friendly.
It looks straightforward. Can probably kill this 10 minutes. Maybe not. Yeah, shoot the small guys first. I think we need to do something.
I want to ask you something, but off topic, you're going to find it odd. It's nothing to do with technology. You know, if you want to learn like a language or something like that, is the best way to learn it is by reading a book about it, or book-related stuff with that language, if you say.
Honestly, the only purpose
I know
for it...
I'm saying, like, generally, what would you say?
You mean learning a new language?
Yeah, completely like a new language, like trying to learn it. Example, like the European language, like Spanish, German, or something.
Yes. Okay. Look at it this way. You remember how SPG talks?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk the same way as I do, right? Because his English is more from the books, where he knows the meaning of it, but the way of speaking it and the flow, the fluency is not there. So if you want to understand the language, you use the books. But if you want to speak the language, you gotta keep trying
Practice somehow, like actually speaking it.
Right, actually speaking it. Or else you're never really gonna be able to speak it the way it should be.
Has that dude disappeared to the other side? Sorry, I'm just looking.
No, he warped. Yeah, the reason why I have a better grasp of English is because of the society that I'm in. I mean, you're kind of forced to speak it. And even as a kid, I always play in international servers, while others kind of just stick with the local servers. So there's a lot of influence there.
They'll be a bit more primitive than caveman in a way.
Yeah.
Not caveman, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's SPG's way of...
He's good, you know, considering.
Yeah, I mean, his accent is pretty good compared to the average. He's actually above average. Right. When you hear the worst ones, I mean the really bad ones, you're gonna see how different we both talk. Actually, even SPG is pretty good in terms of his English.
Osiris and Sagira came to the forest to stop the Nazis, but they're not here.
I don't know. I'll give an example. Someone from India, even though educated in English, I'd say he's pretty bad.
It's also a reflection of the society that he belongs to. I mean, no matter how much you teach someone to do things properly, if he's surrounded with people that's doing it the wrong way, he's not gonna learn.
Yeah, it's influencing.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle badly.
No! It's deleting us from the forest! I can't stop it!
Enough here! Hate me!
Is that thing talking now, the machine?
No.
Block it for as long as I can! You must take down its defenses!
I don't take its defenses down, it's when you go far away.
Follow me. Oh yeah, you're here now.
What is it giving me?
It's probably the what?
I can give you a clear shot at its eye, Guardian.
Shoot the form. Nice. Ow.
I'm dead.
No. Just soften your landing. Yeah, we got multiple acolytes.
These guys are a bit different, isn't it? Well, they are.
It's the same ones.
With Dying Light, is it a long story? Like, I know it's gonna be enjoyable.
30 hours or so, probably. Depends on your pace, because...
Generation Z is long.
Longer, I guess. No. It's not... Okay, wait. It's not as bad as Generation Zero, because you can fight back without dying instantly. So... if I'm gonna estimate it, for example, if we all play it at the same time, like 3 of us, probably 20 hours tops. If we're not messing up, like perfect. Oh wait, sorry. Dying Light. The following is 2 campaigns, so probably 30 or 40 hours.
How many Dying Lights are there? Just the one and...
Currently 1. The following is the expansion.
And that's almost a full game, you say?
Yes. So basically, since you've never played Dying Light, we're going to be going through 2 campaigns.
hold on. Dying Light is just standard game, and the following is a DLC in it.
No, this one following is more like a legit expansion.
Oh, he's still not dead. Shit, man. I want to kill him.
You're gonna hate Doom Eternal, because the way Doom Eternal handles its damage model is you're gonna have to do a lot of these kinds of stunts for the smaller enemies.
We can't let the
Small
Nazis get
enemies
away.
do this.
Follow it.
Yeah. Like example, to break one of the creature's defense, you need to shoot it in a particular way.
Why is Doom famous for? Hard enemies are just famous.
It's more like a nostalgia game, because Doom kinda set the pace for FPS when it came out. The first one, the original one, in the DOS era. But generally, it's famous for how smooth the gunplay is. It's very well done.
You won't get no stuff to the back.
I actually recommend the Doom games. I mean, if you want a well done traditional FPS, play the first Doom reboot, and then the Doom Eternal one. I'm gonna say it's gonna be optional for you because it's very platformy and challenge based. Like, for example, I mean, I kind of keep repeating myself, but basically, if you're not used to puzzle games, maybe give Doom Eternal a pass. But maybe play Doom 2016.
No, Penelope! Your future only has one chance.
To die. Die.
There we go.
And give me back my ghost!
It'd be funny if this is the ending for this campaign. It's shorter than I anticipated.
I think it is. It is a thing, isn't it?
It's just what, a little over 3 hours. You see how sad the games are now.
I don't know if it's end or what.
It
I think it is.
seems like it.
Vex's mind is destroyed, and the path to their dark future is gone with it.
And in case you were wondering, our guardians were amazing.
Our guardians? Huh. My guardian. Guardian thief.
Osiris, it's been a very long time.
Too long, I was going to say student, but well, that word is too small for you now.
I've had other teachers. Time. Pain. A guardian who makes a habit of the impossible, who I'm proud to call a friend.
The world has changed.
So has the city. You could come back with me.
No, my place is here now. We stopped the Vex this time. But many equations lead to the same solution. If they were ever to find another... Besides, I predicted many things, but I never saw you. Now we have a future. pathway to the forest will be open if you ever need to find me. Or if you want to talk.
I'd like that.
Great. Galaxy saved. Friends again. Our big hero over here. And by the way, you're welcome.
Come, little light. We have infinite realities
You know
to
this is
explore,
finished now, isn't it?
and all the time in the world.
I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but the new generation's quality in terms of gamers, it's so bad. It's depressing. The things they think it was hard is not.
Well, I think we should call it a day for this.
Oh yeah,
Don't want to
sure.
start the next one.
No problem, dude. Sure, no problem.
I was going to be a bit more longer, like, you could say it's half in it of the other game. And actually, not more half.
Less than at this point. I mean, it's kind of understandable since we're kind of breezing through the game because they gave you 750 power from the get-go. Let's see, I'm just gonna check out the Warmind campaign.
Okay.
Oh wait, what's this? That's maybe a little bit more extension here.
Back again, Guardian?
Oh yeah, you're gonna get.
I still can't believe you let
something here.
Osiris return to the Infinite Forest without introducing me. I've studied all of Osiris's writings and written 5 works exploring his wisdom. Remind me again, how many Osiris books
You want to try a challenge mission?
What's that on?
You have come seeking the wisdom
it's
of
it's called the
Osiris.
strike. Basically, you're gonna experience the game when everything is at the right level versus you. I mean, it's up to you. I don't mind either way.
You test
Because
your
I'm
will
just thinking
against a
maybe you'd
true
like to
follower of
experience the
Osiris?
game.
Please.
The
Is
right.
that,
Yeah.
is that going to be long, the mission?
Probably 15, 20 minutes. It depends on how far we can get.
You have come
Okay, we can try it.
seeking the
If not, we
wisdom
can
of
always exit it if I
Osiris.
get fed up of it.
Yeah, sure. One sec. Let me. We're gonna pull some random dudes with us since we're missing one guy.
Yeah.
My knowledge will change the
So
world.
this is a strike
I will
mission,
tell everyone of my
and
I
in this mission, you're gonna experience the difficulty curve if it's even with your power level. Give it a few seconds to find some random dude. Well,
When's the last time you played on 10 then?
what?
On 10, when's the last time you played it?
A few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, I think. I'm not sure. Why?
No, I was just wondering if you play it still.
No. The thing with survival games is I will play it for months because I already have invested my effort and time in it. As long as I don't get wiped by the enemies, I'm gonna keep going and keep pushing. And yeah, because that's my goal. I want to conquer, basically.
Man, then conquer.
Yes. I mean, I'm not motivated by killing people, but the idea of beating the odds. That's my motive, my motivation, prime motivator. The fact that against all odds, I am king of the hill. It's a survival game. You can ask SPG, he can explain it to you. Maybe. If you want to hear his side of the story, his experience.
Guardian, you're here.
Did you manage to get somebody else to join?
Devil, are you linked up?
Join what?
I am.
Oh yeah,
Good to hear your
I'm not
voice.
sure if the game
Operation
did it,
Storm
but
Code, go.
it says here
Everyone and the
we're gonna
commander on
have
the
to
same
keep heading
feed?
this direction.
More like Operation Easy Listening.
Get off this line, Holiday. If this mission moves at your discretion, Guardian.
Are you nearby?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we're near the mission.
One of my teams reported taken energy infecting the water supply. Our purification tech can only do so much. If the contamination spreads, people will die.
Isn't that a good thing? Lessen the population for them. Less mouth to feed for them.
I'm just gonna warn you, be careful. This is the legit difficulty curve. Basically, this is what you should have been experiencing through the story when you start off at 0 power level and you progress through the competitive.
Destroy the blight. What's it called?
That thing in the middle, the zone. We need to get inside and shoot the core.
How do we break this down? Can you? Oh, it's
Yeah.
Killing that blight returned the soil and water readings to normal.
Let's hope there aren't lasting effects. Take them out, please.
What are we gonna take out? Destroy the blight. Is that thing in the sky then? That's the problem.
Just the domes, basically. It's the domes.
Am I heading the right way?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think I'm starting to feel it now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The other kinds of missions is gonna be way harder. Like the raids and the story missions. Oh yeah, the other guy's here. Let's see if he's good. Should speed things up. Okay, we need to get inside. No. Oh, don't. Uh-oh. So yeah. There's no limited revive here, so that's...
You know, it says immune to them. How do you take it down then if it's immune?
You need to wait till they drop their shields. And sometimes the shields are powered by minions, so you gotta kill the minions. Okay, who died? The other dude.
Why did they move you on me?
It was the top. I'm going for the dome.
Every taken energy source on the surface is dead. Plenty more underneath us, though.
You're fighting symptoms. have to have a source. Odor got the
The Cabal are the enemies we killed and destroyed.
No, these are taken, meaning they were absorbed by this entity and converted into its minions. So it's been kidnapping from all the
People
races. Yes.
Mine.
Yes.
How many different types of enemies are there? Enemies? Like enemies with enemies?
This place is
Not sure how many they added.
Good thing we can't get tetanus.
This facility provided water for many generations. If for nothing else but principle, I'm glad you're reclaiming it.
So you feel the different pacing for the game. Yeah, this is how it should have been if they didn't give all the new players 750 power. People are struggling to complete the campaign. That's why when I told you about this game in the first place, I said that I'm probably gonna be your bodyguard for a while. Because I was expecting them to be the same way where you start at 0. Oh, you died.
I know they're all enemies.
Yeah, it did. It's backing up.
Which way now?
Somewhere in the right. Ow. Okay, this dude's down. Push in. Yeah, in the raid missions, there's gonna be way more enemies. Like 5 times more.
So you know the raid missions, what is it? You get more XP or more like...
exotics. Loot, legendary exotics. Ouch. Okay, there's a lot on the right side.
guessing this kind of enemy only comes in these kind of quests, isn't it? Side missions. It doesn't normally be in the game generally, this type of enemy.
They're not in the primary storyline, but no, there are, but just a very small amount. You encounter these mostly in secondary missions, side missions.
I wonder how long we've been playing now. Has it been 4 hours yet?
To me.
Totally.
3 hours.
Oh, just about 3 hours or over 3 hours?
2 hours 50. Uh-oh. This might be painful. Yeah, it's a bit chunky. You need to headshot these guys.
Alright, I can combine others, I'll respawn.
Yeah, but that's 33rd seconds. Ow. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, uh-oh. It's down.
Even you die?
Yeah. Yeah.
Taken compromised a Red Legionary. It would explain how organized they've been.
Could have been
Without
worse.
orcs, I didn't
This
think they could
is
still...
one with more of the
Well,
easier ones.
Take.
Okay, that's a strike mission. There's a lot more other missions, strike missions, but this is a sample.
Once you do one strike, it's not complete of the list of the game, and you can always replay them. And
Yes. Yes.
they always respawn, basically.
Yes. This is basically where you kind of farm your loot. And voila. I always wonder what orbs means. That wasn't there before, I think. I don't remember orbs created. What?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I mean that's supposed to be how it feels, yeah. But it should have been. Okay, canceling the queue. Okay, that's it. Yes, next round is
stories.
Oh yeah.
One story. You know what? I'm glad I never paid for this game. Like Steam gave it free.
Yeah.
I would be unhappy, I'm gonna be honest with you.
When it first released, you only got the main game, just one campaign, and that's it. You're locked off from everything else. And then it was just a limited time thing. Only here when they re-released years later, where you kind of get a lot of more
Now
most
you're
of
gonna
the stuff.
put some life back into it.
Yeah.
I mean, not bad for a game, but if I paid like £50, I'm not gonna lie, I would be pissed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's probably the same thing.
I played it. Even Tomb Raider, I would pay money for that. You know that.
Mhm.
It's a good game. I'm not saying it in terms of because people know about the game, but from experience playing it, it's a game I enjoyed. So if you paid even £15-20 for it, it's a worth it game.
Well,
but this
for its time, people paid for the game more for since it was some novelty before, where there's not many games like it before. And its only real competition was the Warframe franchise. I mean, back in the day, Warframe isn't exactly what it is right now. So definitely, I would recommend you try Warframe, and you'll see why people compare these games. But with Warframe, if we're gonna do Warframe, I will just have to pre-warn you that the campaign isn't like this. It's more like small episodes. Like
not campaigning it.
Yeah, because they literally release one episode every few months. I'm not sure if they're still keeping it up. I kind of stopped some years back. Because what I hated with Warframe was they're over kinda. The Warframes are being built in the sense that it's becoming not exactly dumber, but it's. The Warframes are so strong, if you spec it right, you can literally just press a magic button and everything dies. Wherein, when I started, in my time, I was in the closed beta of the first iteration of Warframe, and it was a survival game before. Now there's no longer survival; it's a horde game. So it's a drastic change.
New wings, no waiting.
For mine.
Let me know how it turns out. Thanks, Guardian.
That's for tomorrow.
You're gonna want to hear this.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm listening. I was just having a look at some stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad Tomb Raider got sold. Do you know why I was getting pissed off? Because you know how long it took me to download? Because I had to do it in bits. I was getting annoyed. Let's see. Total 12 hours played. That can't be right.
Yeah, I mean, we played the campaigns in a very straightforward manner. We ditched the walking, we ditched the side missions and the random events. So I wouldn't be surprised.
So how long in total do we play for them today? How many hours altogether?
Before I close my stream. Wait, where is it? It says here. Where did it go? 3 hours and 5 minutes.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'll make use of my PC more. But you know what?